Hello, everyone, and happy holidays. Thanks so much for joining us for Access City Council. I'm your host, City of Las Vegas Communications Director, David Riggleman. Coming up on this show, I'll look at the past, present, and future of East Las Vegas, plus how Ward 3 is partnering with the county to breathe new life into the Sahara Corridor. Joining us to discuss all this and much more is, of course, our Ward 3 Councilwoman, Olivia Diaz. Welcome back to the program. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, Dave.
Are you all set?
No.
Me either.
I'm usually one of those people that are behind the ball.
You're a little
holidays.
busy. You got a lot going on these days.
Just a tad bit.
Yes, just a tad, just a smidge. We're going to talk about Ward 3. Got some great guests on today. First of all, though, if you don't know where Ward 3 is located, well, have no fear. We're going to show you on the map. Again, I alluded to it. It's the east side of the city of Las Vegas. But, Councilwoman, it's interesting. You've got that finger that extends now west of I-15 over where Area 15 is, that whole area. So your ward's interesting. It extends.
I have all the best parts of the city to look over.
Arts District, downtown, and Area 15. Good stuff, yeah.
Lots of development happening in all of those areas, which
exactly.
As a city, we're super excited about.
You've waved your wand and it's happened.
I wish it was me, but hey, I'm here to support a lot of interesting and dynamic projects that are coming forth and being, but the one we'll talk about today is one that I think we as a city have been driving, and the vision was created within here, and we just were able to land a partner that's hopefully going to make us happen, make that come through.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's get started here. East Las Vegas has the opportunity to create something new for the future. Joining Councilwoman Olivia Diaz and me is the director of our Community Development Department, Seth Floyd. In addition, our planning project manager, Marco Vallada, also from that same department, is with us. And guys, you must be popular. This is 2 weeks in a row we've had you on the show here, Councilwoman. So, you know, it's the tour. You guys are on tour of the wards.
Well, do you know he's in a band?
Yeah, he is.
He's used to tours.
It's in his blood. It's in his blood, exactly. Well, gentlemen, last week we talked about the Charleston area plan in Ward 1. Councilwoman, but you've got a big area plan going on. The East Las Vegas community plan is underway, and let's talk about that a little bit. It's really the roadmap for the future of
It is, and as folks know, really a primary charge of the city is to look forward to the future needs and growth of a city and make sure that we're doing that in a responsible and harmonious manner with the existing neighborhoods. And so when I came on board to this role about 5.5 years ago, we didn't have a plan for East Las Vegas, and it is a considerable amount of my ward. It's probably roughly under 2/3 of the ward, and we didn't have a holy grail to follow. And so it really got me thinking about the need to go out into the community and ask the community what they wanted to see as we evolve, as the future continues to come our way, because as much as we don't think time sometimes shifts or moves, it's here in a heartbeat. And so I can't even explain how quickly it seems like I've just blinked and 5.5 years happened here at the city. So it's so important to have those pillars, to have the vision from the community, so that then the staff can be tasked with helping us basically make that vision happen in a reality. And so there's so much around climate change that really affects that part of my area. Heat Island is real. We need more trees. Obviously, we wish we'd get more rain, but we need to do more rain dancing or something to make that happen. We hope we don't have another, 10+ year drought like we saw just recently. We're wanting to make sure that East Las Vegas can be identified. So I think placemaking is something that is going to come really soon. And obviously we heard the need for attainable housing. We've heard the need for basic things like an education and workforce training center, some more childcare offerings, some more healthcare offerings. And then everybody's excited too about how we continue to create a transit-oriented district where people can use the bus or walk or bike. And so we're really excited about future projects that will help us also make sure that those things happen in Ward 3. And so Marco was very integral in making sure that we put together this East Las Vegas plan. And so I'm going to let him talk a little bit about how and what we heard from the community.
And Marco, hit the pillars. Councilwoman touched on them, but it's public safety, it's a greener Las Vegas as Councilwoman. Hit the major pillars of what the plan is trying to get to.
Yeah, so this is a subset of our 2050 master plan, and it was adopted in June of 2023, and we actually won an award for it this last year for some of the public outreach, which was done in English and Spanish. But yeah, it hit on those things, greener Las Vegas, and creating those mixed-use hubs. And really, the centerpiece is probably creating this new neighborhood at Desert Pines. We've gone from planning to implementation. We've had some projects that have launched this year or finished up earlier this year. We have a new community solar project that finished up over at Freedom Park. We had an air quality environmental justice grant that took a look at ozone and temperatures and other indoor and outdoor air pollution pollutants. We've had a federal grant for Stewart Avenue, and we're looking at other major corridors to do major improvements for bicyclists and pedestrians. And all of those things have been a part of Nuestro Futuro Este Las Vegas, and that's the plan that we're implementing as a part of the
future.
Our future East Las Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Seth, this is like paradise for planners like you guys, laying out a plan, and then, as Marco said, then getting to execute it. It's exciting times for East Las Vegas, an area I know Councilwoman's had a lot of challenges, but this is huge progress.
It's huge progress, and you can hear it in the Councilwoman's voice. There was so much enthusiasm for this plan. I mean, we've done a lot of plans in the past. The outpouring of support from the community. We had an advisory committee meeting when we kicked off the plan at the Fifth Street School, and everyone was just so excited to get to come out and have an influence over what this plan was going to look like. I mean, it's just amazing.
And that's, Councilwoman, credit to you and to the city as a whole, to where we're not just going to tell you what the plan is, we're going to engage the community in how we're going to get to the plan. And that's, to Seth's point, I think that's why we saw so much community engagement, because people want to be a part of that process.
Well, when we want to build community to make life better for our residents, we have to engage the community so that they can tell us what are some missed opportunities, because they do live in their neighborhoods day to day. They do drive them. They know the challenges. They know what's lacking, and they could kind of point us in the right direction towards what are low-hanging fruit, what are not so low-hanging fruit. There's things that we can make happen so much faster, but then there's things that are so resource intensive. They require a lot of funding, and so those have to kind of be planned meticulously, and then we have to figure out how we have the funding to make that vision happen. But it does start with getting the input and basically having that spark of creativity, ingenuity, and even knowing that it's a need and that the community welcomes something along that vein. A lot of times we bring projects and they're not so welcome, but they have to happen anyways, right?
Road projects, for example.
Major storm drain improvements. It's not something we all wish on a community, but it's something that we have to do to keep up with the growth.
Yeah, better than a flood, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I've seen some of my communities flood in 5.5 years, so I know why the relief is so important to those homeowners. But again, it's super, super great that I had so many amazing partners, planning department being one of them. We had also some consultants that helped us distribute that message widely that we wanted the community.
That was the thing, a really good response. Yeah, is wonderful. You touched on this, all of you, Desert Pines, the big Desert Pines project. Golf course there now, still operating as a golf course, not going away immediately. So keep playing golf if you want to there. But
yes.
There are plans, Councilwoman, Seth, and Marco. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so the council had, I think, some very forward-thinking vision a few years ago, and we started looking at what resources we had. Desert Pines is a golf course that we own and control. And prior city council and the current councilwoman said, well, what can we do with this property to put it to a better use? And one of the things they looked at was doing a request for proposal for a mixed-use, affordable housing, along with some market rate housing, a workforce training center, some commercial areas, putting that on the 100 acres of the Desert Pine Golf.
A little bit of everything, mixed use. For those of you out there, it's residential, business, to where you really create a nice hub for the community.
Really creating a neighborhood.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, Mark. Perfect. That's
that's exactly right. And this was one of the key projects that came out of that planning process for the East Las Vegas plan. So we went out for a request for proposal. We got a really great developer from LA called McCormick Barron Salazar. And they put together a really nice vision document. We've been working on that. It takes a long time to get these things negotiated.
Oh, for sure.
We are on track to be at Planning Commission with that development agreement in January. And we ended up at about just over 1,300 units of multifamily affordable housing units.
There's going to be, I want to be clear, because a lot of people, when they hear affordable, Seth, kind of get a little apprehensive. And so what we mean is there's going to be a nice blend of different income levels. And so depending on what support McCormick Barron Salazar receives from the Housing Authority, that will determine potentially they will take some housing vouchers at a certain AMI, right? Annual median income. There'll be probably some 30, 60, 80, but there's going to be market rate units as well. So I think it's very important to know that we've learned our lesson, I think, in the attainable housing space. And I think that what a healthy future is made up of is a blend, that we don't do a straight through of anything. We want to see a healthy community down the road. And there's also going to be some for sale home product, which of the 1,300 some units that Seth just mentioned, about 280 will be for sale home products, because we know that right now a lot of people, home ownership is out of their league even.
It's too expensive.
And so hopefully with this partnership between the city and McCormick Barron Salazar, we make that price point attainable for some working class families.
Yeah, and that's what it's really workforce housing that we're talking about. People who have good jobs but aren't making a ton of money, and all of a sudden they're being priced out.
Like my parents, you know, my dad worked as a casino porter at Caesar's Palace. Every single day, he really wouldn't even miss work. Yet if we would kind of put what he did for a living and in the context of today's prices, he probably would be priced out of being able to buy a home.
Well, gentlemen, it's a pleasure to have you both on the program. Maybe we'll have you on for Ward 4 next week. I don't know. We'll just keep it going here. You'll do the ward tour, we'll call it. So
that would be cool.
Anyway, Seth, Floyd, thank you so much. Mark Lavallata, appreciate you guys being here. Councilwoman, we need to take a quick break, but when we come back, how the city is working to breathe new life into the Sahara Corridor. It's right after this.
Me llamo Raquel Mendoza y esta es mi vida. Mis hijos están envueltos en muchas actividades. Eso requiere mucho estrés y correr para acá y para allá. A veces mi familia necesita un escape. Este lugar trae mucha paz y hay mucha calma, mucha naturaleza. Quiero regresar con mi familia más seguido.
Encuentra el bosque más cercano en descubreelbosque.org. El bosque, más cerca de lo que crees.
¿Qué pasaría si fueras a tu escondite secreto y encuentras esto? Todo consumo de drogas conlleva riesgos. Antes de que se vuelvan reales, debes saber que las puedes dejar. Para ayuda con el uso de drogas, llama al 1-800-662-4357 para información confidencial y gratuita o remisión a tratamiento.
Welcome back, everyone. The city is always ready to work with local leaders to build a better overall community. A partnership is getting underway to reinvigorate the Sahara Corridor. Councilwoman Olivia Diaz is back with us again, and we're joined by a member of the Clark County Commission. We're pleased to welcome Commissioner Segerblom, representing District E, to the show. Commissioner, welcome. It's great to have you here.
Great to be here. This fantastic studio.
Thank you so much.
With your newly elected councilwoman.
Exactly right. Well, Commissioner, you represent District E, and Councilwoman, that butts right up to Ward 3. So you guys basically share a boundary, and we want to talk about the Sahara Corridor specifically. But I have to start off by saying, sometimes the city and the county get a rap that we don't work together.
Correct.
But folks, I want to show you right here. Here they are, working together with a shared vision. So kudos to you both.
Commissioner Segerblom and I have had the benefit of joining forces on several boards since I've been on the council. We served on Health District together. We served for a short while on the Workforce Board for the local elected officials. And then we also served on the Southern Nevada Regional Housing Authority. And I left it so lined up and on the right track for him. I know he's still there. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm actually chair now.
So see, I was a chairwoman at once, and we got the right executive director in place. And so I'm excited to see how many more projects are coming now to fruition based on that. But It's really cool to be able to lean on a commissioner, fellow, and colleagues, because I also, another one that overlaps quite a bit with me is McCurdy. But anytime we have events for the community, we have one.
You guys
We
get
have
together.
one joint constituency, so I'm not shy, and he's not shy about leaning on each other and collaborating and bringing some really cool stuff to the community. So, for example, we both suffer from the unfortunate series of events of the lights being pulled all the time and them being out. So he's been someone who's been also clamoring and saying we need to find better solutions so those lights don't go out. We did a cleanup of a neighborhood, and so that joint effort brings some much needed beautification to an area that sometimes is going through some very challenging times. And last but not least, we do also get to do some really cool events. And so, for example, we just had Santa in the Circle this past weekend, and we're going to be having our Winter Wonderland, which he's also a part of. And so it's just really refreshing to have someone who knows the challenges, knows the struggles, and is equally trying to figure out how we help support something.
Great to hear.
So what do you think? It's your turn.
Yes.
Good answer.
But I will say this, we go way back to the legislature, and when Olivia first got there, she was 9 months pregnant. Literally within a week of being served, she had a baby, Carson, and literally with a week from that, she was back on the floor. It's like, I'm thinking, this woman, we've got to watch her because she's going places.
That does not surprise me.
She's amazing. But she's right, as far as my district actually borders all around her district, so we share so much in common and community, and whatever problems have been in the past, I think we work hand in glove together, so it's fantastic.
That's excellent to hear. Kudos to both of you for doing that. Now, I know one of the shared visions has to do with the Sahara corridor from Maryland Parkway specifically up to Las Vegas Boulevard. Used to be such a thriving area, commercial center, lots of great restaurants and businesses. It's declined a little bit, but you guys have a vision.
It's gone through a slump, and we're hoping that we can collectively bring some power, some vision, and some excitement in getting some really good partners. Just like we talked about previously in the prior segment, it is about finding good partners that will help that vision be executed. And I know, Commissioner Segerblom, you have a lot happening on the other side. So Sahara is a shared major arterial in the city, and it's joint county because half of it is me, half of it is him. And so I'm going to let him talk about what he's doing on his side to spur some reinvestment and redevelopment.
Things are happening.
Absolutely. So both sides are redevelopment. The city has the redevelopment side of the north side, which is in Olivia's district. I have the south side, including commercial center. And so we actually entered into an MOU. We haven't been official yet, where we can work together because we don't want to redevelop my side and have her side
Brilliant. You got to work together.
And so there's all kinds of things going on. But we've hired a company called Gensler to go into commercial center and look at where we can develop that, because we have the history of Las Vegas sitting there, the first shopping center in Las Vegas. But we also we're so close to the Strip, there's lots of entertainment opportunities and bars and restaurants, and so lots of things we can do, but we're going to come back with this plan probably in March. But there's already been seeing some investment in commercial center, and seeing that makes us realize that between the two areas on both sides, there's no place like it where the redevelopment area is so close to major area, which is the Strip. We're going to build that round thing right there at the Sahara.
And also a hop, skip, and a jump from like the Arts District and really cool things that are starting to happen and materialize for us. And for example, potentially soon we'll have the artist affordable housing and studio space, art space. We're hoping that's kind of, and so we're trying to fill in some missing gaps along Las Vegas Boulevard. And so we hope that some of the synergy will hopefully spill over from Sahara and be kind of tying into so many dynamic areas that we're
Councilwoman,
working
you've had great success. The Arts District, East Las Vegas, the Entertainment District, the county's had great success.
Even on the Area 15 side, we are on our second phase of development for an immersive entertainment district. And so I think we have to focus on where we're lacking and where we're weak. And I think that's where Commissioner Segerblom and I think that we can capitalize this joint venture, county, city, to make sure that we breathe new and better life into Sahara.
Commissioner, what do you think is the first component to that? What's the first domino you need to get to fall?
Well, commercial center is going to be the key from our perspective, because once as we revitalize that, then the neighbors are going to want to come in. But again, if having that as a entertainment area without having the north side of the Strip, north side of Sahara as part of that whole package. We're even talking about having like an inline like they have in New York down the middle of Sahara with bridges on both sides. There's so much potential, and again, the land is so close to the Strip. It's incredibly
It's ideal. The location's
ideal.
ideal.
If we can get a developer excited to come in and look at the whole thing, and that's where this Gensler report. We already have a major entertainment company coming into commercial center, which is really going to really pep the thing up.
That's great to hear, because that was such I've been here many years, as all of us have here, and that was such a great area to visit, and I'd love to see it come back to its glory days.
I know that neighbors too want to see it kind of revived and brought to its old glory days, and offer some really cool things for them as neighbors as well, because Marie Callender's is no longer there, Tony Romas this used to be there, and it's no longer there, and so as neighbors too, you kind of hope that those types of offerings for the benefit of the neighborhood come back for them as well.
Yeah, it's bordered right on the golf course on the south side. On the north side, the Huntridge area is really on fire as far as the housing. So we just have this old commercial area that just is so ripe to be pepped up, and that's where I think that the redevelopment area
and the RDA tools may help us also be able to do that. I know the county has really cool RDA packages that they're offering businesses, and then we can look at how that RDA on our end, designation can help facilitate some of this development.
Yeah. We both have great track records in this, and so teaming up, especially because of the shared boundary. Councilwoman, we've done this many times in the city. The county's done it too. So I think it's a good chance that we're going to see something really exciting there. And again, to Commissioner's point, it's so close to the Strip. You're right on the north end of the Strip. It's just a few blocks away, and there you are.
Yeah, if we can put housing in there, people can walk to work.
Yeah,
we'll have a great bus line. We're going to put in the new bus line coming down Maryland Parkway, the hydrogen bus. That's going to be a huge thoroughfare to go right downtown in the medical district. So it's all coming together, and we're going to be the heart of it.
I like it. Commissioner, Councilman, we got about a minute left. Anything you both want to add before we have to say goodbye? Commissioner, I'll go with you.
I'm so excited to see what the potential is and to see what Olivia's doing. She's obviously a rock star, but I'm just hanging on to her coattails.
Well, thank you. It's a great partnership, and kudos again to both of you for working together and making things happen for our community like that. It's awesome. So
I'm just looking forward to the continued partnership, and let's keep our foot on the accelerator and keep on planning, and hopefully the more we're intentional and get the word out there, more people will feel excited and join our vision.
Yeah, I'm not getting any younger, so let's keep going.
Right there,
gotta do it for Tick's sake. Come on.
Commissioner, great to have you. Thank you so much. Pleasure having you on the show. Councilwoman, stick around. We got one more segment, but folks, we have to take another quick break. But when we do come back, we're going to run down the list of events closing out the year in Ward 3. Pretty cool stuff. It's right after this.
María, ¿tiene usted prediabetes?
¿Prediabetes? No, mire, doctor, yo no tengo tiempo ni de comer bien ni de hacer ejercicio. Yo soy una mamá muy ocupada.
Ay, pero ¿por qué no me lo dijo usted antes?
¿Cómo?
Claro, porque las mamás muy ocupadas como usted no pueden tener prediabetes. Permítame enseñarle. Aquí están las personas en riesgo de tener prediabetes y aquí, al final, mire, las mamás ocupadas como usted.
¿En serio?
No.
¿Qué le dijo el pollo policía al otro pollo policía? Necesitamos apoyo.
Welcome back, everyone. We are talking about some things coming up in Ward 3 before the end of the year and right after the first of the year. This is good stuff, Councilwoman. The Ward 3 Winter Wonderland is going to be Saturday, December 14th, noon to 4. This has become a really big tradition.
Well, we'd love to bring some awesome offerings. Sometimes they're not very close to us on the east side. You have to drive a significant distance. to even get that type of experience. But this one's completely free, and that's what's really near and dear to my heart, is that we will deck the East Las Vegas Community Center out for a fabulous Winter Wonderland experience. And so people will be able to take pictures there. They'll enjoy the freebies that are being doled out, and just come and really spend a holiday time and get that holiday spirit going and take pictures with Santa. And
you've got everything going on here, Councilman. You got holiday decor, festive entertainment, food vendors, children's activities, and Santa. What more do you want? More
as a parent,
exactly.
I hope you all can come out. It's going to be this Saturday from noon to 5. And we can't wait to see everyone there at your East Las Vegas Community Center on Eastern and Stewart.
Eastern and Stewart. And you've had big turnout for your events there for the holidays.
Yeah, we had about a little over 1,300 people for our fall festival. Nice. So we're hoping that we can max that number a little bit more.
Bet you do.
So.
If you've not been to the East Las Vegas Community Center, everyone, huge ballroom. Could easily accommodate 2,000 people, no problem at all. It's big.
Don't hold us to that number, because I don't know what the fire marshals are going to say.
Okay, or thereabouts.
But we do interior and exterior also, so some things will happen in the courtyard, some things will happen indoors, and so it's going to be really cool.
Cool stuff.
Yeah.
And then, Councilwoman, coming up after the first of the year, January 16th, Senior Idol is back. Now, you've heard of American Idol. Well, this is Senior Idol for folks in our community who are the active adults.
Yeah.
And this is going to take place 3 to 5 at the Charleston Heights Arts Center. That's at 800 Brush Street. That's over Charleston, Decatur.
It's happening in Ward 1, but we have seniors from everywhere.
You got tons of seniors that participate in that, absolutely.
So we have seniors that prepare for the Senior Idol out of East Las Vegas Community Center, and I feel like we all should go out and support them. Just like we go and we watch our children, we got to go watch also our seniors.
The level of talent in this is really, it's great, everyone. Tickets are $5 each, and they sell out quickly because people really get behind this every year. So you want to take care of that. And somebody named David Riggleman is the MC this year.
Oh, the master of ceremony.
Thank you.
Right
so
before
I guess they're going to use a senior to be the Senior Idol MC. So
makes sense.
Glad to do it. Glad to be a part of it.
Great talent to be the MC, and I just hope that all of us can rally and support this awesome event for our seniors.
And again, everyone, it's just for people ages 50 and over if you'd like to participate and compete.
If you have a group that you rehearse, you dance, you get together locally to do things, please sign on up. The more talent, the better.
Exactly. And Councilman, we get a little bit of everything: vocals, dance, people playing instruments, comedy. So if you've got an entertainment bent, if you've got a talent out there we want to see, Senior Idol, it's going to be, again, January 16th. From 3 to 5, and if you're interested in attending, again, buy tickets because they do sell out really fast.
I got to get mine. Yeah. A big reminder for me to secure my own.
Very good. Well, Councilwoman, we were just saying, I can't believe it's time for the holidays.
I know,
to be here again, so.
I know, but Christmas is one of the ones that I love because it affords us the opportunity to reflect, rejuvenate, and be with family. So I hope everyone has a very safe and cheerful holiday season, whatever you are going to celebrate during this winter, and we'll be back with you in 2025.
Yeah, as we always say, see you next year, right, Councilwoman?
It'll be here before I want to.
Yeah, I know. Don't we know that for sure? Well, folks, we always want to hear from you. So if there's something you'd like to share with Councilwoman Olivia Diaz, you can call her at 702-229-4623 or send her an email. Her address is odiaz@lasvegasnevada.gov. You can also visit the Ward 3 website or subscribe to the Councilwoman's newsletter. I'll tell you how to do that right after this as well. So you can use that QR code. Well, Councilwoman, pleasure having you on the show. Yeah. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year.
I'll see you in 2025.
And we'll see you in 25 again.
We'll do it again. Looking forward to it. So. Well, folks, don't miss our next show beginning on December 19th with Councilwoman Frances Allen Polensky. You can catch all of our KCLV shows on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. Also, watch for our QR code that I mentioned after this show to subscribe to that newsletter. And don't forget, you can watch us live on the internet at kclv.tv. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time around.